Yeah, was it recording?
I'm Obi, that's Ed, and we are drinking from the Garden Host, your favorite podcast, and you just missed one of our best episodes ever because I'm an idiot and I didn't record it. So we're gonna try again. I'm not gonna be able to use the summary because it includes all the shit we didn't record. But Ed, how are you?
Well, Obi, once again, you forgot to record. This is hilarious to me, and it's too bad we don't plan this shit out. Otherwise, we'd have a script so that we could recreate the magic. Here's the crazy thing: is we have an AI summary of how good the last episode was. We just don't have a recording of it for people to listen to on the podcast. So if we were into writing books, we might be able to pull this one off. So Obi, let's try to recreate the magic that we just went through. So today I went to
What
the doctor.
did you now?
I did. Stop me if you've heard this one before, Obi. So I went to the doctor and I got some good news. I lost 9 pounds.
That's incredible. You don't, you look it. You're looking like you're getting away from the dad bod. Tell me,
Yeah,
is
I
that what's
lost nine
happening?
pounds. And then the doctor brought me right back down to earth. He goes, Mr. Phillip, only 7 more to go. So you're not obese anymore. So my doctor called me obese. I don't even think he called me obese last year when he told me I needed to lose weight. But this year he pointed out, still obese.
Is this because you know what might help you with this obesity would be a specialized diet.
Yeah, specialized diet, like plant-based only. Yeah. So, Obi, we got a lot of feedback on like ketchup on hot dogs and mustard and on Facebook, right? So we talked a little bit about that at the end of last episode. Clearly, people are passionate about that. So I was mentioning that to my wife as we were walking the dog, and we'll get to him later. But as we were walking the dog, I was lamenting about the whole ketchup thing and how like Obi, like we discussed it. Like you're a real like have some really strong opinions about food, whether it be mustard on a hot dog or bagels have to be fresh, right? We're talking about that, and then I also mentioned, yeah, like I don't know what the hell I'm going to do today for Mother's Day up at my parents. We're having fucking chicken again. Like my parents have chicken all the time, and that's like I think one of the reasons I moved out of the house. And my wife says, "You got a special diet. I'm gonna have to bring a burger for you." I'm like, "What do you mean I have a special diet? You eat plant-based. You have the special diet." She goes, "Oh no, you have a special diet because you only eat kids' food." So Obi, what do you think? Would what you know of me? Do I have a special diet?
You have you have a finicky diet. I mean, you don't. We all know you have opinions about beer. We all that's for sure. You don't eat chicken by your own admission. If you hadn't said it now, you said it before, which is just odd. I mean, because chicken is the most unoffensive food. The only people who don't eat chicken are plant-based people. Uh, and as your wife says, you dig on kids' food and snacks. So it's a pretty specialized diet. Diet might be a hard, strong word for that, but uh, it's rough. It's hard to feed you. If you came to my house, the only thing I would know to have is IPAs on hand. That's what I would do. Like Ed's coming, IPAs, bring his own food.
So yeah, that would be good. That would be a good start to keeping me happy. And then if it was good IPA, I wouldn't care about with food, but pizza always works out well, right? Red meat, steaks, burgers always works out well. Um, yeah, big fan of pizza. Did I say that? Did I say steak? Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing. What
But
did the blood
no,
numbers look like today? What's that
no,
cholesterol at? How's the A1C?
well, I take first of all, great. Doctor loves my blood numbers. I take statins, so I'm good there. Not a diabetic. My A1C is looking good. I'm all set.
Wait. He wants you to lose weight. Why doesn't he give you like the A1C shot and then take you off the
Ozempic?
stat? Yeah, give you the Ozempic, take you off the statin. Let's be doctors. Let's lose you some weight. Get rid of the grandpa bod. Get you down to a dad bod. Stop taking pills. A little. You're not afraid of needles. You got tats.
So Obi, that's actually a great point that you're bringing up there because I think he revels in making me do shit the hard way, other than the cholesterol. Because I was telling you before when you didn't record that I told the guy I had two issues. First of all, it's all like how you feeling. Well, it's all like when you go to the doctor these days, it's got to be relative of how you feel. Because if I felt like I do now when I was 25, they'd probably hospitalize me, right? With all the aches and pains and shit like that. So you got to be like, okay, I got to filter out what I'm going to tell the doctor. So today I told him two things. I told him my shoulders hurt, both of them. When I try to do anything physical, like other than just sit still, my shoulders hurt. And that my allergies are worse than they ever have been. And my eyes have been watering and itching for like the last month. And I've never had that before. And so then so he was focused on the shoulders. He's really concerned about my shoulders. And then the allergies, I'm like, what about an allergist? You don't need an allergist. He just, use eye drops. I said, well, I've been doing that for the last month. He goes, oh, eye drops. What kind are you using? And like he interrogated me. I'm like, you think I freaking know what eye drops I'm using? Like, I'm using Walgreens eye drops, damn it. So then he starts to scare me like I'm gonna lose my eyesight. He tells me which kind I should be using, and he spent a lot of time on that. Needless to say, I get home and I'm using that. So I got yelled at for no reason at the doctor today. If only I knew I was using that, we could have moved on and maybe I could have got an allergist. So I don't know. It's just odd, but you would think you're right. I should have asked for the damn shot. I didn't even think of that, Obi.
I'm here for you, Ed. You can reach out to him, give him a call, get that going, take the shot, lose your 10 pounds, not be obese. It's going to be great.
By the way, by the way, I'm not going to stop at 7 pounds and go, "Ooh, I'm just overweight." Like,
No,
if I'm
no,
going to go down this journey, I'm going to lose a good 15 pounds.
absolutely. So as we're doing this repeat show, I got to say, the next thing we went to was feedback, and you have some good feedback that we'll cover. But the feedback that I was brought to the table was one of our listeners, and I appreciate the feedback. He came to us and said, a third person might be useful because it will help and dead air time. If somebody doesn't have a retort, the other person can step in. And I've asked a few people, and they did disagree, although they thought every now and then an interview might be nice. Maybe someone who's one of our fans could come on. But the thing is, having just rehearsed, we know where we're going, and we haven't had some dead airspace. So maybe we should not record more often. That's all I gotta say there.
So what you're saying is we should not prepare, but we should do a dress rehearsal and then just bang it out.
Or
One
dress
take.
down rehearsal. Really get some mean shit in on each other earlier. Yeah.
Maybe. The only thing I think that this episode is lacking is the element of surprise. Because you know what's coming. Because I got two things still to come that are much better when they're the surprise.
Oh no, I think knowing one of those things, I'm going to be being more prepared. I'm more excited about. But why don't you tell me about what your family thinks about what I do to you on Mother's Day, or
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm
so
saying?
we're out. Yeah, well, yeah, you didn't do anything to me on Mother's Day, but on Mother's Day, the feedback I got from my family is that they still can't hear me and that I'm low and that they think that, well, my parents think you're screwing me and you're doing it on purpose. My brother thinks we just suck and that's why I'm low. So at least he listens to the whole show and he knows that we suck. So, Obi, you explained like why, my dad's deaf. He was in Vietnam and he lost his hearing from working on the helicopter. So that might be one of the reasons he can't hear me. But I think you came up with another idea of why people might not be able to hear me.
Well, not why. I do know that we definitely had a problem in the beginning where you were super low volume. We couldn't figure out why. So I used to, one of the things I would do was I would raise your volume on your channel. And I used to also split it a little bit. So it was a little stereo, up in you in the left ear and me in the right ear. And I stopped doing both those things, as looking at the visual, it looks like your volume is up. But I'm going to take your family at their word, because I am here. Putting you down doesn't help. Well, putting you down that way doesn't help. Making fun of you always earns me points and earns the show points. But if your
Oh,
sound sucks, that's no good for the show. So I am going to take the moment to up you a little bit in the software, but I'm also going to put you a little bit more on the left ear and myself on the right ear. So someone can, if they have stereo and headphones, they can turn up the sound on the left a little bit more and hear you better. Hopefully your father is equally deaf in both ears and not more deaf in the left ear, and I didn't just screw him over. So I
Well,
hope that didn't
so
happen.
so if that is the case, he's listening. He knows he's deaf. If he is listening, he did say that's why I stopped listening to you guys. Can't hear you. So he may
Well,
not even be listening.
yeah, he
So
might be recalling the old days when the
yeah,
sound system really did.
yeah,
It
and
was horrible.
he's stuck in his ways. He's not going to come back. But if he is listening and you can't hear me in the left ear, just take your headphones off and switch them around. And now the left is the right and the right is the left. If you don't know how to change, if you don't have an equalizer, so we could do that. So that is some feedback I got. And then the other thing that I thought was really interesting that occurred in the past week, and this is just a little bit of a story about me being lazy, and a story about nature. So last week, maybe it was Friday, it was probably Friday, of Mother's Day weekend. I noticed a dead baby bunny rabbit. I mean, when I say dead baby bunny rabbit, we're talking this thing is like 6 inches big. It's small. I noticed dead in my yard, and it was just laying there, and it was kind of under the grass. You couldn't really see it, but I saw it. I was there, and so I mentioned. Unfortunately, I mentioned it to one of my kids, who immediately had to tell my wife, "Oh, there's a
So,
dead bunny in the yard."
just for clarity, school year's over and they're both home.
College is over, yes. So both are home, which is a whole other dynamic, which we didn't even talk about on the first episode. But it was the younger kid that I told the dead bunny. So as soon as my wife comes home from work, Mom, Dad found a dead bunny and he's not cleaning it up. And I'm like, Jesus, now you're blowing up my spot. I'm not cleaning it up because I think the coyotes will do it.
Hold
Yes.
on a second. I just want to note for later Alex, younger kid, the rat. Just want to point that out. That would be valuable information later.
Yeah. Well, the older kid would rat me out too, but in this case, Alex had the opportunity. The truth of the matter is, the shovels were in a location that I didn't feel like going to. They were in the back in the shed. I just didn't feel like going around back, open up the shed, getting the shovel so I could pick up this bunny and throw him into the woods. So I just figured the coyotes would get him. So that's on Friday. I promised my wife on Saturday, if the bunny was still there, I would clean it up. Well, Saturday came and went, and I never went out there and looked to see if the bunny was still there. I had other things to do on Saturday. Matter of fact, I think I had a sporting event. But anyway, so Sunday comes, Mother Days comes, and all of a sudden I'm in my house and we're getting ready to go to Mother's Day, and my wife just lets out a shriek. "Wah, ah," and what has he got in his mouth? Oh, Riley, Riley. And all of a sudden she goes, "And it's your fault." And I'm like, I still have no idea what's going on. And come to find out, my dog came to the front door on Mother's Day with a dead bunny rabbit in its mouth. Looking, I guess, to give it to my wife as a gift. I'm not really sure. So she runs after the dog. The dog takes around the back and buries the bunny rabbit, proper burial. And of course, I'm in trouble because it was the bunny rabbit I didn't clean up. So, of course, to clear myself, I immediately run outside and go, "Nope, my bunny rabbit is still dead right where I left it," because I'm lazy.
So this is the part of the story where you got lucky because I realized this now, second time for the story. Had the coyotes done their job, you would have been screwed. You would have looked guilty. It is a good thing the coyote took the night off.
You're absolutely right, because I would have gone and go, "Oh shit, that was my bunny," because I wouldn't have known, because I didn't look on Saturday. I didn't know. So you're right. The coyote not doing his job saved me from getting in trouble worse than I already did. So anyway, the rabbit is dead there, and I'm like, well, the good news is Riley's not interested in that rabbit because that's not the one. So I still have some time to not clean this up. So I go back into the house. What do you know? 5 minutes later, screaming again, another bunny rabbit in the dog's mouth. So he basically found a bunny's nest, and he went full Anakin Skywalker on these bunnies, and he ended up killing 3 bunnies that were not the original dead bunny. So he may have killed he may have killed four bunnies. I don't really know, but my dog is a stone cold killer.
So it goes all Anakin Skywalker while Yoda's out of the nest. Mama lost four baby bunnies. Maybe she died somewhere along the way, so they were unguarded. He got there before the coyotes or the foxes could. Let's be honest. Like the foxes, that was a meal for a fox. Your dog isn't even hungry. He's just like, hey, I'm playing like he's a cat. He's out here just killing stuff for fun.
Yeah.
And
then
Riley
carrying
the
around in
killer.
his mouth with just the legs hanging out.
So what kind of dog is Riley the killer?
He's a mutt, but apparently he's more than 51% killer.
Oh yeah, Riley the killer.
He's killed a groundhog. He almost killed a possum. He's killed a mouse. He's killed these. So then it gets better though, Obi. So now all the girls in the family are all pissed off that still somehow it's my fault because I left the dead bunny out there. I don't understand how it's still my fault, but they don't want to go near him. They're so disappointed in him. He's got a dirty mouth now. He licks his balls, yet they're worried about the dead rabbit.
Before you go there, were you laughing about Riley killing the bunnies at the time the way you are now?
Well, quietly, yes.
No,
that's
why they were pissed. They were pissed because they were freaked and you thought it was hysterical.
Yeah, but I didn't laugh out loud because I knew I would get some shrapnel from them. But maybe they saw it on my face.
If your face is this is the second time you told the story. Your face still is laughter, full of laughter, bright red. If I could tell how much you enjoyed it, they grew up and lived with you. They could tell how much you enjoyed it.
Well, actually, what I think is the funniest part is that I immediately thought of the Anakin Skywalker reference while this was going down, and my dog is like Anakin. I mean, how cool is that my dog is like the chosen one?
Were you using the Anakin Skywalker reference with the family?
Yeah, I was absolutely.
Oh, God. That is why they were pissed. I mean, this boy family, we would have been calling the dog's name would have been changed. That dog would no longer be Riley; it would be Anakin. But girls, too bad for you.
I mean, Anakin went and killed all those Padwans, and
before that, he killed all
the sand people too.
Oh yeah, I full on understand. He went full on Anakin. I got you.
Oh yeah. The best part though, I didn't even tell you the best part yet. The next day, Monday. So I told you he buried. So all three of these rabbits he buried, right? One in the backyard, two in the backyard, actually, one in the front yard, which actually that pissed me off. But she goes, no, he's buried in the front yard. I'm like, that's my grass. Wait a second. That's my lawn. Don't mess with that, right? So I run out there, he buried it. But on Monday, I hear another shriek. He's running around with a rabbit in his mouth on Monday. He went and exhumed the body. He dug the rabbit up and was playing with it. And he hid behind the car. My wife's yelling at him. So then he comes out from behind the car in the driveway, licking his lips, and she's convinced he ate it. He ate it now, Ed. He ate it. And I knew he didn't eat it. It was too big. So I went out there, and sure enough, there it was in the driveway. So I had to scoop that up with the shovel, as I had to clean up the other one. And so now we're rabbit free, no baby bunnies. And I'm just hoping he doesn't dig up the one in the backyard because that's going to cause me a problem too.
Will definitely be your fault. There is no question about it. It is your fault you didn't dig it up and throw it out properly because Anakin over there is just looking for something to kill and show off. He's trying to become a Sith who wants to join the Coyotes. That's the plan. Join the Coyotes, run amok.
I didn't know dogs were like cats though. Like I knew cats like wanted to bring their prey or the things they killed to the people who feed them as a gift. I didn't know dogs do that. The fact that he was trying to come in the house with that thing in his mouth is freaky.
Well, if he has, I'm not even close to somebody who knows about dogs, but my instinct here says if he's got some retriever in him, maybe that's what that's about.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of retriever. I think the other thing is, I think he just thought it was a toy. Like he's got a lot of stuffed animals. This was just like that, probably smelled better. So maybe he wanted to bring it in. I mean, I think where we got really lucky is there are times our dog is at our front door and we just go and blindly open the door and let him in. I mean, can you imagine how this story would have gone if he actually came into the house with that dead rabbit?
Oh my God. You wouldn't have been able to do the podcast this week.
Yeah, because
And you probably would have lost 9 pounds due to the beating. You wouldn't have been obese.
well, it would have been my fault, and my mom would have had to get involved when I got kicked out of the house. And that's bringing me to the next story that I have, Obi, that this is a sensitive topic, but I have to share it with you. I got some information today. So we alluded to earlier, the older daughter is back from college. And so that's the whole. I don't have any real good dynamic stories, but I'm sure I will. So all of you that are in the club that have had kids go away to college, I've heard it already. That first summer home is like no other. So I'm ready for it. But I don't have any stories. But anyway, reconnecting with friends, and here's the story that she shares with me, and I got to share it. So apparently, there was a high school couple that went away to college. While they were away in college, they broke up. But the mother of one of them was upset about that and has been calling around town, speaking to people who know the other child to understand what's going on in that person's life to see how she could get the two back together. Now, Obi, you were very surprised the first time I told you that story.
Be less emotional as this is the second time I've heard this story. I do. I mean, it was great, and that's what people lost was my initial reaction, but this is fucking insane. Even the second time around. Just to recap, two kids, high school kids, 17, 18-year-olds. They're dating. One of them goes away. So they're apart from each other. No, I know these kids got phones, not like we did, where like apartment you were gone trying to call collect or some shit. But no, they are apart. No physical touching, and a little talk on the phone, whatever. And one of them says, I don't like this shit anymore. I'm done. And the other one is sad. This happens. If your heart, I'm sad, comes home to mom, sad. I appreciate mom wanting to comfort their child if the child is looking to their mother for comfort. But no, mom's not going to comfort. No, mom is going to fix this shit. Are you fucking out of your mind? First
Actually,
of all,
Obi, you assumed completely wrong.
oh, this is the dumper?
Yeah, the mom of the dumper is the one trying to get them back together.
Oh, this is never, oh my God. This is even more, this is never, A already dumped B. You know why he dumped B? Because mom likes B too much. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, B. Mom and B go have coffee together. Because A is done. A is done. He said, no, A's got another piece. Either if A stayed local, A's got a piece local. If A's at school, A's got a piece at school. They're done. Because this is the time you don't break up, because this is when you're getting back together physically. And then coming back together. You know what? Now I'm going to break up. Hell no. Oh, mom, stop. Take your foot out of the. Oh my God. This is worse than I thought.
Oh, it's bad. But what I don't understand is we're the generation that our parents didn't know where we were going. We could have had a boyfriend or a girlfriend and kept it from our parents. Our parents didn't know, they couldn't track us. They didn't know where we were. Yet this generation has now grown up into the parents that are trying to get our kids back together. What the hell has happened there?
When we were kids, our parents were helicopter parents, meaning they were the helicopter over there. We've now become helicopter parents, but like, hey, let me get you back together. Here's a. But this is not that it's a good idea if it was the heartbroken one parent who's. But this is the person who's chosen to get rid. I'm done, and mom's like, no, you're not done.
You're done when I say you're done. Damn
you
it!
Will take that person till I say so.
That's right.
Hell no. You've made it even. You've taken the chance of getting back together already. These are two high school sweethearts. Oh my God. By the way, this is when I'm going to go and do a quick call out. Since I figured maybe I'll give this a shot. So my son has a girlfriend. I like her. I think she's great. I think she's great for him. And I would like him not to have the heartache of a breakup, and I like her not to have the heartache of a breakup. So some of you listening may be with your high school sweetheart, or know someone who is with their high school sweetheart. Hey, I'll take advice and stick my nose where it doesn't belong. So yeah, I'm soliciting advice now too. You see how stupid that sounds?
Actually, I think it's great for the show. Great feedback. We could put a poll up on the website and people can let you know how to fix your son. I think it's called an arranged marriage, Obi. I think that's how you could do it. It's an arranged
I
marriage.
could arrange marriage, right? Yes, right. I will keep your daughter. She will marry my son, and I will help her pay for college. Wait, you're supposed to give me money because
Yeah, they have to give you the dowry. Maybe they have
uh,
a good dowry, and that's why you want your son to be with this girl.
nah, I don't particularly believe they have a good dowry based on my information. I would have to be the dowry person and bring in a daughter, which I'm not saying I'm against. Fuck the patriarchy, but yeah, that's I don't want to get too into that situation. My son's
So
life is his
so
own, and I'm not
so
going to delve too deep.
yes. So we've taken parent involvement to a new level, trying to get your kid back together, right? We've done that. And then we're at like prom and graduation season, your favorite time of year on social media, when parents are just posting pictures. And I think you pointed this out earlier, like parents, some cases have their favorite kid on social media. And so sometimes these grad pictures are like, holy shit, I didn't even know you had that kid. And they're graduating high school.
Yes, I did. So this goes out to somebody who I don't has never given any feedback as a listener. So I don't think they're a listener. But they post. I knew they had three kids, and they post a lot about two of them. And then when the third one did something, I think grad school graduation, and they posted a quick picture, and they literally said, "Please recognize my child before they make me take this picture down." So I get it. Like that wasn't favoritism. Some people, uh, they only post one child, and you start to think maybe they don't like the other child or children. Uh, Maybe they find the activities that the other child does unacceptable or something, and so they don't post. Some people only post one child, and you're like, whoa, do you have a favorite? Because the world knows you have a favorite, because graduation time, you ain't never posted about that second child ever. Didn't even know you had it. You know.
I think it's a blind spot for some people. Because I think we all know those people. You called me out. You accused me of being that parent. But as we discussed off air, that it's more about sports, and I'm really just trying to put kids' highlights out there for grandma and grandpa, and I forget that there's lots of other people on my social media channels other than just my parents. So I'm guilty of that, but I am trying to do better there. But do it would be interesting to hear from others if they know those people. Who are those people that only have a favorite kid?
Yeah. So as I have busted your balls on it a lot, but it is clear that it's that Alex was more involved in sports earlier, and now Sam, we're getting just as much softball as we used to get basketball. So you're covering yourself, especially if you do it by age range. But there, I do have one person who's really bad, because the one child is all over social media, and the other child seems to be involved in the same sort of activities, and I just know the child exists. Now, maybe there's another one of the children who doesn't want to be on social media, but they just slip in enough that it doesn't feel that way. Like it feels like, yeah, I remember this child on these milestones. So we all know we have friends like that. It's like you have a favorite kid. Your kid knows it because I know it. And your brand is this child, F the other kid. Or these two, forget the other one. But you brought up a point earlier, grandparents are even worse. Because if you because if you're a grandparent, like you said, maybe one kid has nothing good to post, things aren't working out, you're doing your best. If you're a grandkid parents, you have like 8 grandkids. Yeah, one might be on the way to being the next LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Ryan Reynolds, whatever that thing is. But somewhere between 1 and 8, there's another kid who's going to be like a successful businessman who you never heard of, who's going to very happily raise a family in an upper middle class neighborhood. So you know you can at least post that one too.
But yeah, what grandparents should be really cognizant of is someone's going to have to take care of them one day.
That's
And
right.
they should be kissing up to their grandkids because it might be them that's going to be taking care of them.
Listen, if you got a little bit of money as a grandparent, you need that loser grandchild. You know what I mean? Like that one. Okay, just come live here, take care of us. You know, the money's in the trust fund. You only get this much until we're dead, and the rest is yours for taking care of us. Be a loser. It's okay. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Here's loser Johnny changing my bedpan. I'm so proud of loser Johnny.
Thank God.
Thank God loser Johnny dropped out of college so he could come change my bedpan.
You know what? You know what? My grandson, he takes care of me. He has to because he sucks. And the charm is that we suck. I'm Obi. That's Ed. We recorded this one. Give us a listen. Talk to you in a couple of weeks.